Yo, welcome. It's Thursday morning, 8:30. You know exactly what that time is. It is your show, Miles and Vandy, formerly known as I'm Just Saying. No, I'm just playing. Welcome to I'm Just Saying, Thursday morning. It's the all-male edition today, bro.
We got to call it the King's edition.
King's edition. I like it.
We got to call it the King's
Welcome
edition.
to Kings County, like we in Brooklyn. All right, so look, I am Miles Anthony. Hashtag I am Miles Anthony. You definitely can find me anywhere on social media as I am Miles Anthony and Miles Ball on Facebook. And you are?
Hashtag I am Vanderbilt. You can find me anywhere, social media, I am Vanderbilt. But Facebook, it is J Vanderbilt.
And that's not on purpose. That was really an accident. We had these separate before we even met each other. Like, and it just happened to work out together.
For real.
Yo, welcome to the show, man. You want to dive right into it?
You think we should just dive right in?
Might as well, man. We know what's going on.
We ain't playing no games.
We ain't
no chaser.
No, right. So
all gas, no brakes.
So 2 days later after the presidential election, we're waiting on Lauryn Hill, a.k.a. Nevada, to show up.
Exactly.
see if she's going to show her face. What's going on with the election, man? What are you feeling with the election right now?
Man, I'm just ready to get it over with, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, I've sat here, you know, I tried to watch, you know, the whole process, and they talk about these numbers. Well, see, if Nevada comes with 162,000, then that essentially means that I'm like, okay, it's so many numbers being tossed around.
Right.
You know, okay, we know he need 270. That's it. Let's just get the 270 and get it over with, man. Then they're delaying the vote. Then they're delaying the results. But you know, we're not gonna have any results until Thursday. Maybe just get it over with.
I definitely agree with you. I think, and so it was confusing. I had to get clarification last night because Fox News showed Biden was at 253,
right,
and Trump was at 213.
213, right,
and then CNN showing 264 and 220 or whatever it was. But I had to realize that one of them was actually counted and one of them was projected.
Right.
So CNN is showing projections, right? And no, Fox is showing projections and CNN is showing actual counts.
Yeah.
That's why Fox's news number is higher. So it's not just Nevada we're waiting. I mean, Nevada, if the projections are correct, Nevada is the one that's going to make the decision. But we really don't know from a lot of states at this point.
No, we don't. And just like they were talking about last night in Georgia, there's so many different counties in Georgia that they're waiting on. This county has a higher percentage of votes than this county.
Right.
So it's all these little different factions that we're just waiting on to get all these results. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, it's the race to 270. Don't show me 264. Just show me 270.
What do you think? Like, how you think that time? Like, when does that think it's gonna come?
Well, they actually said it was supposed to come today.
That's not gonna happen.
They say it's 6 o'clock. They say it's 6 o'clock.
We'll see. I always said we wouldn't find out till like November 8th or 9th. That's what I thought. I mean, with all the mail-in votes and these people counting and working,
did you hear about the they had so many, they called them spoiled mail-in votes?
Yeah. Does that sound familiar? You know what that sounds like to me?
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Go ahead.
Do the words hanging chads mean anything to you?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't a first time thing. This isn't, you know, that's one thing that we have to kind of get out the way. Like, these things have never happened before. Like, every 4 years, we get emotional and say, yo, I've never seen this and this is ridiculous. But this happens literally, if not every 4 years, it happens every so often. Does. And this is the exact same thing. Remember when that Hanging Chaz thing happened, we all went to sleep thinking John Kerry was president.
I know I went to sleep.
We woke up on the news and found out George Bush was president, and we were like,
wait a minute,
didn't he just he lost, right? Like
you were like this, like
okay. It just happened to be his brother's state, right? It happened to be Florida, his brother happened to be president.
Right.
So you know, these things are really normal compared to the abnormal. It's just that the president in office now is always very loud about what he's saying. He's always very loud.
He's also very wrong because I actually read.
What is he?
Well, you know who, you know. Yeah.
He may not be he may be wrong in ethics, but he may not be wrong in action because these things are actually coming out to play.
Well, no, when I'm talking about wrong, you know, a lot of his followers are actually mad with him because when he had that conference, you know, when they first put the numbers out,
right?
Of course, Biden was like, "Hey, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be patient. We're gonna just let the votes speak for themselves. This, that, and the third." Not Trump. My man got up there and said, "Look, you know, we were winning. Okay, he can't catch us. Okay, Georgia, which is Trump County, he can't catch us." And not you looking at, wait a minute, you were so wrong, dude. And they literally are mad at him. I actually had forgotten about this. Arizona is like basically a John McCain.
No, it's John McCain's
state. Like yeah.
Remember John McCain was the one governor that wouldn't let the Martin Luther King holiday go through.
Right.
So Arizona's been Republican red for a long time.
And I forgot how bad Trump bashed him. You know, and now it's like everybody's like, you know, wouldn't it be so bittersweet that, you know, he just bashed him and he wouldn't get off the gas. And I'm like, man, I really actually forgot about that.
But you know, the John McCain thing is something separate in itself. Not separate. I mean, it's together. But I remember when John McCain passed away.
Oh yeah.
Remember we all praised him for being a great politician. Even the black people praised him for being but he was so anti-black his whole political career, right? And then like now Trump's jump on him for whatever reason. So it's like weird how they go back and forth that way.
Yeah.
You know,
how could you talk about him like that? I'm like, everybody's got a past. Everybody's got something that they're not happy of. Or
but how much do you forgive though?
It's not up to me to forgive.
Okay. You're right. We know but I'm saying, how much do you let slide? How much do you say, you know what, that was the past, I still can support?
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like everybody's got to answer for their own actions. There's consequences behind it. But in this particular case, they were trying to tell Trump, like, hey, look, ease up. This is going to come back to bite you. And he was like, I don't care. I don't care.
You know, and that's what he does. But, like, you know, that state flipped. This is why I'm not nervous because I don't care. But this is why I'm really, like, itching to find out in Nevada, because the first time Nevada ever flipped, do you remember when it was?
I don't remember when it was.
For Obama. Nevada's always been a red state too, and they flipped for Obama. Okay, so they flipped Democrat. The reason I know that is because I was actually living in Las Vegas at the time. Okay. So I remember everybody was saying how it was going to be really hard for Obama to get the Nevada state. Nevada's always been red. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm like, well, I'm from Texas. Ain't nowhere in the world you're getting Texas state. You're getting the Texas vote. But they legit got Nevada. Like, it was one of the first times in forever.
Okay.
So that's why, like, because I think when I was looking at it last, like, according to the last, you know, reported numbers, you know, Biden was leading, Democrats were leading Nevada by like 8,000 votes. Like, it wasn't even like a lot. Like, it was like, you know, 8,000. So that's gonna be a real number that goes up and down.
And that's what they're saying. The reason why this is so intriguing to everybody is because the percentage that either candidate is leading by is just so small.
They're tiny, and it's like 4 states like that. Like, it's
four states. Like, and these are four major states. And then also, one of the things that Trump said when he actually gave his speech the other night was that he literally claimed Michigan.
Yeah, well,
he claimed Michigan and he didn't get Michigan.
You know, it's like, remember in high school or like maybe like middle school, we sit around the lunch table, we be like, hey man, you know, Nikki's my girlfriend.
Right.
And then you see him PE, be like, hey, Nikki, Vanderbilt say that's your girlfriend. I don't even know Vanderbilt.
He ugly.
Legit. But you gotta watch stuff, and you gotta watch. This is why I said it's gonna take a while, because if this was locally, it'd be over. But nationally,
done.
Because like we've seen this happen too. Like I remember the year we elected Anise Parker mayor of Houston, Texas. Right? I don't know if anybody really remember this, but I remember this very, very vividly. We voted on Tuesday. It was announced Anise Parker was our mayor. Right? One of the other things that was on the ballot that year was the red light cameras, because the city of Houston just put the red light cameras up without a vote. And they had leases. They had $7 million a year leases on these city of Houston cameras.
Okay.
So it had to put it up to the vote because people were complaining about them. So when they put it up to the vote, the public voted voted the cameras down, which means that they were supposed to turn them off. The very first speech Anise Parker gave, she said that vote was an illegal vote. So it had to be thrown out, and those cameras are going to stay up another year. I was like, so how in the world is that vote an illegal vote when it's the vote that got you your job and the ability to talk right now?
And I was one that complained too.
So, you got to kind of watch these things. These things happen on a regular basis, whether it be hanging chads or whether it be...
I would get that notice in the mail, and I'm like, man, don't you see where my car was at? That's not right.
Spoiled votes. Right. You know what I'm saying? So whether it was spoiled votes or hanging chads or illegal votes.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to just let this all play out, but I'm just actually ready to just get it over.
So prediction. I know we just guessing.
Yeah.
It's not who you want. It's not who you support.
Right.
Prediction. Who you think is gonna take it?
I actually think Biden's gonna take it.
Really?
Yeah.
I until I saw the projection of just Nevada being those 6 electoral votes that matter, I 100% thought Trump was gonna win. I'm kind of on the fence. I still think he's gonna win, but I'm not so sold on it. I may be 100% wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. And I don't have no problem saying that I'm that sold on it to where I'm like, oh yeah, it's not possible. But I still think it's going to find a way for Trump to come out on top. They built their wall around the White House.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
They deployed federal law enforcement from all over the country to D.C. I just think that's there either to make sure he's protected when he wins, even though I don't think that anybody's gonna do it. Like, I don't think the left is gonna attack him if he wins.
Right.
Or
I think the biggest thing for me, is I was looking at, Georgia, Nevada, and all these other places where you had this many counties that were red. You had these counties that were red, but they're now blue. And some of them were actually the ones that carried the majority vote.
Right.
And they were saying, okay, well, if these 4 counties out of, let's say, 50 different counties carry the majority vote and they're now blue, well, how can he win? And it wasn't just, it was Georgia was one, and I think Nevada was the other one. So really at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, to be honest with you.
No doubt.
Numbers game.
No doubt. And then also, speaking of it, let's put this on the table before we get out of here. We're about to get in a minute, but before we get to a break, let's put this on the table. People have to realize, especially states like Texas, especially a lot of states, is just because you know Texas for Houston, don't think the whole state is as diverse as the city. Just because you know Georgia for Atlanta, don't think the whole state's as diverse as that city.
Absolutely.
Just because you know the state of New York for the city of New York, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, people get caught up in knowing areas and think the whole state fits that way. So people are very upset. Like, how could Texas be red when Houston is as diverse as it is, and you listen to your friends at work? Like, we got to get outside the bubbles in which we see things, and understand that things are a lot bigger than that, and that literally 60% of this country is red, if not more.
And you know what else? Before we go to break, Miami and Florida, you would think that it was the black vote or the white vote. It was the Hispanic vote. It's
the Cuban, the Puerto Rican, the like that.
Like, literally, like, the Hispanic vote carried so much.
Of course, that's what Florida is. People get Miami and Florida confused like they're the same thing. They're not.
No, they're not.
They're absolutely like New Orleans and Louisiana are not the same thing.
Absolutely not.
Atlanta and Georgia are not the same thing.
The same.
So you gotta kind of, like, pay attention to that when you get kind of caught up in this. But man, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see what
happens.
happens.
It might actually be Saturday, like you said. I'll be like, Miles, you know what? You were right. It's definitely Saturday.
That's gonna be Saturday before we find out. Saturday or Monday before we find out. We may get the notification on Thanksgiving. At this rate,
not over turkey and dressing. I don't want to hear about the president over turkey and dressing.
We might have to, man. Between all this and the suing back and forth and all that stuff, it may not get an official vote. You know what I'm saying? He may bunker himself down in the White House if he loses.
Oh man, I expect him to have a serious temper tantrum
on the way to Canada because he's out there. He's out there. He's not staying there.
Yeah. He's gonna have he's gonna throw a fit.
Well, we can't wait to find out. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens. We'll definitely talk about it. Make sure you talk about it. Make sure you want to find out. Tune in back here because we'll be all on the next Tuesday right here. And I'm just saying, right here.
Still wondering who's going to get the 270.
I got the 270 10 years ago. So look, tune in. Yo, it's true. Check us out, IJS Live on Instagram. Check us out, I'm Just Saying page on Facebook. I am Vanderbilt. I am Miles Anthony, of course, Edge Radio Network TV. We're right here. 415 West Gray.
Midtown Bar and Grill.
Yo, we'll be right back.
We out.
Peace.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com. or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio. Because truth still...
And we are back. We are here putting a little bit of edge into your Thursday morning. It is the I'm Just Saying Live crew. And we got an edition. See, at first it was the King's edition.
Yeah,
But
we
you know,
messed that up.
yeah, you know, so, but you know, we had somebody come in, you
Come in
know,
and regulate.
and just come crash the party. In other words, that's what she did. Come crash the party.
We always welcome some, you know, some Y chromosomes. We always happy to have. Yeah, we don't
Y'all
want
be
too
doing
much
some stuff, and I'll be
testosterone.
like, why?
Right. So who
Why?
we got? Who we got joining the Kings? Who we got?
You know
The
what?
queen herself.
I usually go by everybody's favorite homegirl.
They gotta get rid of that.
Huh?
They get rid of that.
I'm
man.
transitioning
What?
through life,
What?
and
She's transitioning.
Transitioning.
yeah, not that. Oh my god.
Not like
That's
that.
how
Not
you
like that. See, where your head goes. I wasn't even going there.
Anyway,
I was just talking about, you know,
it's Hey Charlie.
the
everybody.
stoic,
Charlie.
the stoic, you know, what's her name? I'm going blank. Never mind. Go ahead.
So
Forget
we
it.
gotta go ahead.
I just went blank. Just that fast.
I mean,
Angela Davis. That's what I was going with.
yeah,
That's
I
the
may
word.
not be your favorite homegirl, but I'm your girl.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey Charlie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But look, let's get back at this a little bit, Charlie. We were talking about the election. We were talking
Right.
about what's going on. I want you to let us know, how do you feel? What do you feel about the black vote being involved in what we got going on?
According to statistics, we were more present.
More.
And actually, I was actually at Sweet Lips last night, and we were having this conversation. Well, I wasn't having the conversation, but it was a
Oh, well, stop by
conversation.
there. I'm glad I didn't stop
And
by. Get involved in
I
this
am
conversation.
so happy that you did not show up,
Really? What?
because it would have been louder than it was. Shout out to Sweet Lips, guys.
Yo, Mo, what's good, my man?
Black owned cigar lounge. They have their own
Miles, you
cigars
should
and
have went
everything.
Right here,
Crashed the
OST. I wish I'd have went. When I left basketball yesterday, I thought about it. I go by Sweet
You
Lips. I just
shut
grabbed
up.
some food
We
and
were
went to the house.
watching the election that'll take until the end of 2020.
Told you. We'll
but
find out on Christmas.
Yeah, see, we literally, for Christmas, we'll find out if Biden finally won. Like,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
he's 6 away now.
Yeah,
Wait,
but it's a
yeah.
hard 6.
That's a hard
That's
six.
a hard 6.
That's
It's
Yeah,
the
we've
last
seen
6.
things change.
Right.
You know.
It's a hard 6.
I think, like I said, we were represented more. And someone had made a statement that Cardi B was a huge influence in the black vote.
This irks me so much. You know why it irks me so much?
About to get him started.
No, let's tell you why it
I
irks
wanna
me
hear
so
it.
much. Because they're right. They're right. That's the problem that irks me so much. And here's I don't mind that you have a platform and you use it for what you want to use it for. That's why God blesses you with platforms. And I don't care which way you use it, right? I was trying to have this conversation yesterday. I said, we ostracize our millionaires because they didn't come in a millionaire form that we like, whether they be ball players or rappers or whatever the case may be, with a platform and they use it. But if you look on the other side, Tommy Tuberville just became a senator. He's a football coach. Ronald Reagan was a president. He was an actor. Donald Trump was nothing, just a bunch of money, right? J.C. Watts was a football player.
I'm sorry. Which was true.
Steve Largent was a football player. All these guys are politicians. And it's okay because the one qualification they have is I have a lot of money and I know a lot of people. When we use our people that way is I don't want to hear from an athlete. I don't want to hear from a rapper. I don't want to hear from an actor. So I don't mind Cardi B doing and saying what she said for what she believed in. And that's fine. My issue is, how do we say one side is using these people who have beliefs like Trump is using Wayne 50 and Cube, but we don't say Biden just used Cardi B the same way? Because Cardi B didn't, honestly, if you really listen to what she said, yeah, we need him, we don't need him, we got that, everybody said that. When she got up there and spoke, the thing she asked for was straight Republican agendas. She actually didn't ask for anything Democratic. Like, everything she asked for were Republican agendas. And people didn't realize that, like, yeah, Cardi, we want more guns, Cardi. We want less taxes, Cardi. We want more, it was like, wait a minute, all that's Republican stuff.
Because she spoke from her class, and I think that's another
Right.
issue. Like, we will accept it because it sounds good, and it dropped right after, she said stuff right after she dropped the latest single about,
Exactly.
what we can associate with. However, she will always speak from her class.
And that's fine.
Supposed
to.
You should. You really should. You should speak about what your future looks like, where your
Right.
children will be, And I think the issue is, especially with our community, is, and I'm going to say this, but I feel like a lot of the time, and it could be in other races, but I'm Black, so I can't speak for nobody else. I do believe that the Black vote is based off of a little bit of emotionalism. And so.
You think?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
Or a lot bit?
I don't want to go that extreme, but I will say a little bit of emotionalism because I'm not going to give everybody that.
This is an experiment I used. Like, we all use our social media. And I don't have a problem with anybody voting for whoever they want to vote for. I literally asked the question 2 months ago. What reasons do you want this guy? And it wasn't that I didn't, like, what reason do you want him? And don't tell me he's not Trump, and don't say me he was with Obama. But what reason are you voting for him? Give me the reason why. Mm-hmm. And not literally a week, and I couldn't get an answer.
Because people don't know.
Yeah, and I'm glad you just said that because there are so many people, just like you said, as soon as Cardi asked for what she did, they were like, yeah, Cardi, we want this. Yeah, Cardi, we want that. They had no clue what she was talking about. It was only because Cardi said it. That's it. So we are not informed on the things that we should be whenever we have these athletes, rappers, whomever, whenever they use their platform to talk about things, there are so many things that we are not informed about, and we should, and that really says a lot.
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we also misplace a lot of our frustration with rappers and entertainers when we also don't look at the other subgroups that live off of the back of our persona, right? So maybe even the LGBTQ community, and other communities that get to live off of the minority because we think about this, when they say minority, who are they talking about? Black folks and Mexicans.
No,
really?
No,
in general.
Who says minority?
Not us.
Okay, so here's the deal. When you say minority, it is literally every person in the country that's not a white male.
I get that.
Right? So it depends on who you're saying. So if you're saying when the politicians use it, and the politicians are including white women in that too.
Yeah.
When we use it, we're concerned us and Hispanics and
right.
That
but
population.
The message is targeted towards when mainstream says minority, unless it's for a specific right, they will say Black and Hispanic.
Right.
And we've already seen that based off of all of the advertisements and marketings from this summer to now, how the numbers reflected it. But look at the other minority groups, right? So I think our frustration shouldn't always be with entertainers. It should be with the other minority groups that aren't representing themselves in their voices or voting in the interest of the minority group that they target.
No, I got you. And I think a lot of times, like I say that, but that's an emotional vote, right? I had a discussion the other day where we talked about how we always fight left against right.
You're right.
You know what I mean? And we should be fighting top against bottom, because the ones at the top, the elite top, the politicians, that elite 1%, all are making a killing off of us fighting left and right.
They sure are.
And they're all sitting in a room together. So like when the Democrat and the Republican get done fussing each other on TV, and then we continue to fuss for the next 2 weeks, they go back in the back and have drinks together.
They sure do.
And divvy up the pie. You know what I'm saying?
Marry each other's
cousins.
So
no doubt, they're all each other's cousins and friends, and they all from the same circle.
No, she did not go there.
Oh,
no,
it's true.
the Clintons and
I know.
And Trump.
That's what I'm saying. Look, it's all family.
When we got fooled with the Clintons and Bushes fighting against each other so tough, the Clintons were literally groomed by the Bushes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Then after, as soon as their runs were over, they started a foundation together. Like, this is what they do. But we believe in those 6 paragraphs inside of the history book that we learned in the 5th grade, and we fight against each other, not realizing that they're all working together to divvy it all up.
But see, that goes to what I said about we are just so misinformed. Yes, we should be fighting from top to bottom, and we're not. We're going left to right. There was a young man, not gonna say his name. He
say it. No, I'm just messing with you. Don't say it.
I'm just saying his name. You're cute.
Don.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. He actually did not vote. He actually went to vote, but he was not going to vote. So I actually reached out to him and said, "Well, tell me why you're not going to vote." And the answer that he gave was so left or right instead of top to bottom. I'm like, dude, you're misinformed as to what your voice is for.
So let me ask you.
You're not.
Which vote is for the bottom? Because we're the bottom. I don't care what you say. Unless you rolled
Yeah,
in here and made
we on the
$100 million
bottom.
What
last
policy
night.
is for the bottom?
With what policies, what votes were for the bottom?
Well, what his argument is that he feels like his vote is not going to count. He doesn't want to vote for the president. And I'm like, okay, but your vote is not just for the president.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of other people on the ballot.
Your vote is not just for the president. You're looking at the top in the wrong way. Okay, so what about your local? What about your state? What about that? The things that affect you on the ground floor. Are you voting for those things? I'm not saying that all of them are going to be changed, but if you don't vote, then you're the ones that are on the sidelines complaining.
But
If there's something that you want to see changed, then vote.
Well, Miles had made a statement when we talked about this maybe a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he had made a statement that good is it going to do for you to vote locally when you're not going to do anything locally?
Exactly. And well, we continue on the conversation. I'm like, dude, okay, it's one thing to vote. Okay, I get it, and it's commendable. But what do you do after you vote?
And that's what do you think
What do you
there
do
should be-
after you vote?
Do you think there should be
Nothing.
campaigns for local action after that? Like after we get
Absolutely.
the vote campaign, then the
Absolutely.
next one should be go do this in your community campaigns. I feel like we should use that money, those extra dollars. Once you've won your campaign, use that money to push people to action. That's just me personally. Like,
Well,
let's stay proactive.
not only it doesn't even cost money to push people to action.
It really
I
doesn't.
say this all the time. You mentioned this community. I say this all the time. All the minorities have gotten the ability to fight being a minority from what the blacks have done for 400 years, without a shadow of a doubt. But you know who took it to the level the right way, and it's still like we need to look back at that LGBTQ community, because it doesn't take a dime for them to get in your face when you make a mistake.
Sure.
It doesn't take a dime for them to get in your face when you don't follow up on action.
Or have somebody else do it for you.
They'll be there and dare you. Like, okay, Mr. Such and Such, you did this in your store, open the doors today and see what happens. And it doesn't, like, I don't know if they got a hotline. I don't know what's going on in that community because they there in the morning. Like, it's not even like, okay, we're going to get this together. And they'll do it at your political office. They'll do it at your courthouse. They are not scared of putting their putting their thoughts to action, right? We, on the other hand, don't want to miss work. We can't take the chance of our kids not going to this school. We can't do that because I can't do it on Tuesday. Can we meet Friday after 5? Like, and we do that, or if we do it like we did, after George Floyd, it'll last a week, maybe so 2, and that's as long as I've ever seen it last because of COVID. And then we're back to doing our regular life.
Well, okay, well, my thing is, guess what? If you can't meet on Tuesday, then let's meet on Friday. But if we gonna meet on Friday,
Does it
then
work that way?
Let's split the committee.
It can work that way. But what I'm saying is, okay, I use this example a lot. I've been in A-Leaf since I got here from Katrina.
Sorry to hear that. Not just playing. I
Watch
love
your
A-Leaf.
mouth.
It was a joke. A-Leaf, don't come at me. Go ahead.
Apple City, he don't want this.
Attack
But
him.
anyway, he don't want this.
Sit in the dogs.
It was a joke. You could have said anyway. You could have said River Oaks. I said it. Sorry. No, go ahead. I'll just mess with you.
I use this as an example. I've been here in A-Leaf since Katrina.
Right.
When I tell you I have gone to the super council meetings and I've seen no representation of us. None. When I say maybe 1, maybe 2, you always have the Vietnamese, you always have the Hispanic.
That's who's making the money in A-Leaf.
Right, but I'm saying I can remember when I got here, they didn't have the street signs in English and in Chinese when I got here.
That's Vietnamese, but I got you.
Well, same thing. Well, no, not the same thing. But
Don't say it on the radio, bro.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, don't do that. All right.
Don't come for us. His words do not reflect
We
the
didn't
thoughts and
say
actions
it.
of
Y'all
I'm
know
just
I
saying.
love y'all.
We didn't
Y'all know
say
that.
it.
Y'all
Don't
know
do
I
that.
love y'all. But they didn't have that.
Right.
But yet they're going to these super council meetings, and these are the things that they want to see.
But I'll
done.
say this, though. I remember A-Leaf from way before Katrina when I first got here in 1992.
Mhm.
And it was making that transition from an all-white area to a black area.
Right.
And then it went from black to Hispanic to Asian.
People say to
But
Hispanic.
I remember then, so yeah, no, when you talking about back then, we were there more than we are now because we're moving out of that area more than moving into that area, right?
Yeah, because I can remember when A-Leaf, man, was when you went past Eldridge, it was nothing but cows and fields.
Yeah, but at that time, this is where people with money would live in A-Leaf. Like I remember rappers living in A-Leaf because that's where they moved to with money. My little
Like
brother
space.
had a friend who was Jamaican. His parents moved down here with their money and moved to A-Leaf. right? Because they're from New York, and his dad owned some stores and stuff. So he put his family here, and they had really good money. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying. And you're absolutely right. We have to be at the doors. We have to be at the meetings. We have to be there to save our peace. But we don't. And that's the issue. We don't. And on top of that, when you don't, and I'll tell you, a politician, a well-known Houston politician, I won't say his name, told me, if I got to go with the voters, I got to go with my money, I'm going with the money. I'm telling you, this is what he sat and told me smoking cigars together. And he represented 100% black community area of the city. So that goes both ways. You got to be careful. You're right. Like we talked about the Hanging Chaz local election. Right. I understand what you're saying. You have to, and you have to pray. And then the other thing that I think, and I know we're about to get out of here, I say this all the time, I think one of the things with local elections that they do is they give you a bunch of people and a bunch of things to vote for that 95% of the people don't have the time to research anyway. You just only go by the signs you see on the fence. It is really hard for someone who's working 2 jobs and has children and has school to take the time to research 42 people, to research how many agendas, how many policies. Like, you don't know. And that's why it's hard. Everybody say, well, that's their responsibility. You can't. Nobody knows everybody.
Even the candidates don't have enough time. It's the person who's got the most support has the most time to get out in front of everyone's face. So whoever we see the most, whoever we talk to the most, whoever is touchable, that's who we vote for. And that's
my only issue with that, and we'll wrap this up, is as with anything, do your due diligence. That's it. But like Charlie said, and like we all agreed upon, once you vote, that's the first step.
Agreed.
It's what you do after you vote is what really counts. Are you gonna be that one person that's gonna hit the ground running? And if you hit the ground running, who you taking with you?
I say you take with you. I'm just saying with you. We're there with you.
We there.
We'll be back.
We there.
Check us out. Like I say, social medias. I'm just saying live. IJS Live. I'm just saying on Facebook. Check out Edge Radio Network TV on Facebook. I am Vanderbilt on IG.
Hey Charlie.
CHARLIY.
Hey.
Don't get that fit messed up. And I am Miles Anthony with Miles with a Y. We'll get you when we get back. Peace.
We'll be back.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity. Unity is what matters.
Come on.
And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here at Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad to Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk About Unity because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information.
And my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay.
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Welcome back to I'm Just Saying Live. It's your girl, Hey Charlie.
I am Miles Anthony.
And
I am
I
Vanderbilt.
forgot who I was for a second.
oh God, and we are live
I
from
forgot
Midtown
for
Bar
a
and Grill in
minute.
Houston, Texas. We are so happy to have you guys with us. Remember, we want you to be a Friends and Bennies
Yes.
of ours, and we're going into the holiday season, so why not celebrate with some of our favorite people? We
Word up.
do have the studio open for a live audience. Make sure you wear your mask because COVID is still real, but we want you to join us here in studio. Right now, we are talking about what is going on in the nation, which is the presidential election.
Is it? Is that going on right now? I
Yo,
forgot.
it's gonna go on until the beginning. Our New Year's resolution is a president. I think that's gonna be the thing.
Like I
So
think
we-
for
so basically
Valentine's Day we're
So
gonna
we're
find
saying,
out that
so
we
we're
love.
saying January 2021.
Yeah.
Basically,
on
okay.
Valentine's Day or spring break or something.
We're gonna see for the first time in history
I'll be in
that
Canada by
inauguration
then.
will also be the announcement. Like
Right.
announcement next day, inauguration.
Like
We're
surprise.
ready.
like it's go like they'll have a whole like curtain up like and the presidential winner is
Vanderbilt.
I love that. No, but seriously, it's a lot going on right now. Speaking of a lot going on right now, we know sports is kind of on this. Well, we're still in the season.
Sports is here. Football's here. Basketball's
Football's
gonna show back up.
Basketball. Well, is it going to show back up?
Yeah, so there right now there's a battle on when it's gonna show back up.
Yeah,
right?
that's the biggest issue.
Because right now, I mean, if this was regular, basketball would already be starting back up, right?
Right.
So the thing is, NBA wants it to start December 22nd. The players want January 18th.
Yeah, because they want to go through Christmas.
No. Players just want some time off. But here's the deal, though.
They want Christmas.
They want Christmas.
You know how much
They don't
money
want
the NBA loses in that 1 month?
Oh,
Do you know what the number is?
ridiculous.
You know-
500 to $1 billion.
Try $6 billion that they lose between that month because of the TV money and other
Oh, that's
stuff.
right. That's right. You have to factor
Because
TV
the
money.
biggest-
Holiday advertisements.
The
Ooh.
biggest basketball day of the year is always Christmas.
It's always Christmas.
Because for the NBA, because the NBA, that's when they start showing national TVs on the weekends. Everything's of Christmas. So
Yeah, we like holiday
NBA
sports.
is like, I don't know. Like, I really want to get you to to start now. And the players are like, yeah, we want January. And so, and also the other issue is that they can't push it to the summer this year like they did this in 2020. Even they can't push it to the summer
Because they're going to run into the Olympics.
because they're running to the Olympics, right?
Right.
So, it's a push, and they're only going to do a 72-game season opposed to 82-game season. So right now, the talk back and forth is when does that start?
Yeah.
Do we start December 22nd? Do we start January 18th? Players are like January 18th. And the thing is, so this is a thing. Most of the NBA did not play in the bubble,
Right.
right? And then the other ones that did play, a lot of those left after 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
Then the playoffs went, and most of those teams left early. The issue is you had the Lakers and the Heat playing all the way up until 2 days ago. So the problem with that is the person who doesn't want to play the most right now is my guy LeBron,
Brian is tired, baby.
and he's in this will be year 18 as
18.
well. And on top of all that is he's the biggest voice. So you could start it. I think they may eventually convince him to start December 22nd. You won't see some of your bigger players that played late into the season play for a couple weeks or maybe a month or so to give them their legs and their body a chance to
I mean,
be caught
the
up.
biggest thing, like I was listening to Stephen A. Smith's podcast the other day, and he was basically saying, okay, guys, look, you're talking about a difference of 2 weeks.
A month.
2 weeks. But do you wanna lose that kind of money behind that kind of time?
No, they don't. That's why they're gonna start on 22nd because I think that's what wasn't presented. It's like, okay.
No, but you still have some players that are adamant about starting in January because they wanted to start, MLK Day and stuff like that. Look at the amount of money that you're leaving on the table.
But they've already come to an agreement pretty much. They pretty much about to reach the agreement on December 22nd, though.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think the issue. So I think this is what people see. So like I understand Stephen A's point, right? And I'm not saying I'm with one side or the other. I understand both sides of that fence. Stephen A's point is you're going to lose a huge amount of money for all the players, right? The players are looking at it like I'm gonna lose $500,000. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
This player's looking at it like I'm gonna lose. Like if LeBron loses $7 million, it doesn't bother him.
But
so
okay.
individually, each player is like, I can take the loss.
But his point, but I get that. But his point was, okay, for LeBron, your CP3s, your Melos, your Dame Lillards, but that's a drop in the bucket for them. But what about your other people? And also,
it's a drop bucket for them too. It's relative, because here's the deal: if I make $2 million a year, like
TV money is TV money.
No.
How you cut it?
Hold up, you're right. TV money is owner money. That's not player money, and that's people fail to realize. The amount of money the owner brings in versus the amount of money that the player loses is not equal. So I agree with what you're saying. The $6 billion is the owners, right? The player who makes $2 million loses $80,000, loses $100,000, which they're gonna lose in taxes anyway. They're like, I'm cool. The owner who's gonna lose $40 million is not cool.
Right, but the TV money that they would lose affects the CBA that's already in place.
Yes, you're right. Here's my point. If the ownership loses $40 million, right, your owner loses $40 million. The player on that team who has a salary of $2 million, relative to his percentage of what he loses, may be a couple $100,000. So his percentage to him personally may not be a humongous thing for him to say, I'm willing to give that time up to spend with my family or let my legs rest, because of the fact that taxes is going to eat most of that up anyway. I won't see the biggest difference.
Adam Silver, when you want me to report, I'll be there December 27th.
Everybody got a price. And for some of these players who's made these millions of dollars for the last 5-6 years, $100,000, which they spend on a car, it's like, yo, I'm willing to take that loss. It's the NBA owners who's going to lose the 50, 60, 80 million dollars. That's like, I don't want to take that loss.
Baby, put the plate in the microwave, leave my gifts by the tree after I finish.
I think it's easier to say that when you have been in that position. I'm not saying which one's right or wrong, but when you are gone 60% of the year from your family anyway.
And you were in a bubble.
And then you win the bubble. So you 60% of your way before the bubble. So then you go to a bubble for 2-3 months.
But then again, but that's not everybody, because there were only so many teams that went to the bubble.
I agree with you, but all 32 teams full of all those players are gone 60% of the year. So it may not have been in the bubble, but when you're away from your family most of the year anyway, and during the holidays, you're like, there's one chance I have to use my leverage to be there, and I'll pay the fee to be there with my family. They're willing to take that chance.
I just think from a dollars and cents perspective, there's more to lose in the game. And once again,
that's it's
up to we're just here talking about it. Of course, they're the players, and ultimately they make the decision. Hopefully, they'll make the right decision that not only is beneficial for them, but also beneficial to the fans that are watching, because once again, it's not just
I agree.
It's not just the season. You're talking about going into the Olympics.
No, but they're still not going to the Olympics. They'll just have a shorter season. So if they won't go into the Olympics, they'll just have less games, which is also what the NBA is talking about. But you're right. There are people who are like that work at the stadium. There are people that work for the franchises that won't be working, right? But like I said, it's a different perspective. And I respect their perspective that they're willing to do that, and they have leverage. Now, I will say this: if this was 1992, if it was 1987, you wouldn't even have this issue. But a lot of these players nowadays have money invested in so many other places. They've gotten smart enough to know that NBA money isn't their only money. Mm-hmm. They're like, yo, I can make this back, right? So it's not necessarily you can't hold them over a barrel. They understand what their voice is.
Yeah.
They understand the power they have in their CBA and their players union in these moments.
I think what is so telling about this, though, is just with everything that's going on right now, I don't think this would have been much of a discussion had there not been other factors to this year, as far as like
absolutely,
things like that. So it's a lot on LeBron right now. It is a lot on LeBron. Speaking of it being a lot on LeBron, we all know that LeBron has been like a top activist when it comes to speaking up for players' rights, speaking up for the community. Mm-hmm. And right now he's actually taking on another activist, another case or another situation.
Yeah, he has. I'm going to get to that situation in a second. I don't want to take away from that. I want to say this. Me and him spoke about this. Yeah, I'm going to shout this out about LeBron. We talk about his school he has in Akron, right? Mm-hmm. I learned a new factor about that school the other day watching the podcast. I didn't know.
What?
So the kids in the neighborhood get to go to school, or kids who go to school get to go for free.
Yeah.
I knew that. When they're done and they graduate, they're allowed to go to the University of Akron for free.
Yep.
I knew that. You know what I didn't know, and I may be the last one to be one of his hugest fans. I did not know this. The families of the school, of the kids that go to the school, live for free.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know that? Like I did not know that. At the I Promise School, the families get free housing, or they get their housing supplemented if their kids go to the school.
What happened was when he put the entire plan together, you know, of course they were like, you know, how can he offer this, that, and the third? Well, he has the voice and the cachet to do it. But then now you're talking about, wait a minute, free housing for the families?
What? So
and he literally went to the city council and said, hey, I have this piece, but in order for it to really be effective, I need this piece right here.
Can you imagine 12 years of free living? And your kid go to college for free?
But the one thing I will always applaud him for, I don't care if people talk about his playing ability, he cries to the refs, he's bully people, whatever. He never forgot where he came from.
No, not at all.
He never forgot that he and his mother, this is what they went through.
Right, without a doubt.
And his whole mission is to make sure that no other kid goes through that.
And no other family.
And no other family goes through that. You moved, I forgot how many times it was he moved before he was 10?
No, I watched a documentary thing on him. Not a documentary, it was a show on him. I didn't realize he lived on his own his last year and a half of his high school life. Like he didn't live with his parents or his mom. He lived by himself.
Yeah.
From the middle of his junior year till he graduated high school. He lived at the house. The guy who was AAU coach, or not his AAU coach, the guy kind of got him in the basketball. The Warren family had a house and he was, you know, cool with him. And that guy ended up making a bad decision and going to jail. He lived in that guy's house for a year and a half by himself.
Wow.
So anyway, but that shows, you know, how tied he is to the Akron community. And I didn't mean to take away from what you were doing, Charlie. So I'm going to send it back to you and what he's doing in Akron, what he's talking about now, what's going on.
He's actually decided to take on, so one of the players, who was it? Sorry. Brandon Weems' sister was actually fatally shot in her home in Akron.
Unfortunately.
And right now, LeBron has decided to join in with the family to find justice for her shooter. So how do you guys feel about that whole situation? As far as like LeBron, and I'm not saying, so this is the thing. So this is a twofold thing. So most people want players to just play, right? They don't want
shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But then when things happen within our communities, and if they are attached to the community, well, you got to be the savior. You got to be the savior. But then when they do save, they don't save enough people. So at what point does your celebrity need to come into play when it comes to being an activist or having your voice heard when it comes to showing up for people?
I think personally that's up to the athlete or celebrity themselves. I mean, because he's already taken on so much, okay? He's already taken on so much. And not only has this app happened in the Akron community, but it's happened to someone close to him.
Yeah.
So he's actually taking this personal. But as long as he's able to use his platform for whatever situation it may be, then I applaud him for it. I don't think it's up to us to put a restriction on that. I don't think it's up to us to say, oh, you should do this but not do this.
No, I agree with the part about it's not up to us to demand what anybody does. And I definitely agree that he's done more than enough. He's done enough for 10 athletes in his community. So, you know, the thing is, you set that precedent of the presidents, not president. We set that precedence.
Right. We would like to set a precedent.
Right. You set that precedence of doing these things. People
not
expect
till spring break
things.
2021, Charlie.
And not even like the personal. It's like, hey, you're from Akron. This happened on the street. You should. But it's kind of like you just start to expect, and he started a ball rolling. That's going to be really hard for him to ever get off of. Not because of he's trying to answer to us, but because that's legitimately what he cares about. Right. Having said that, how much do you require of an athlete to be responsible for, or an athlete or a celebrity to be responsible? I don't know the answer to that question. I know how I feel.
How do you feel?
This is how I feel. I feel like if a community helped make you, you have some responsibility to that community. If you sold all your albums in Third Ward and you talk bad about Third Ward, don't help Third Ward, then you deserve to lose. Like, you don't deserve to, but you know what I'm saying?
Flatten all your
like,
tires.
like you have to be understand who's your base. Now, if you own Walmart and you done sold to the whole world, and yeah, you might not have a space, but if you made all your money off of a black community, made all your money, or your presence came from a community, you owe something. It's like if we look at like our house and our family. You come out the house and we supported you. We supported you. You don't have the opportunity to have this platform without us. But you turn your back on us when you have an opportunity to help us.
Yep.
Because we're not asking you for your money all the time. And he's put his money in his mouth and his heart there. He's put his feet there. He's put his time there. But we're not always asking for your money because that's yours. But if we supported you, why are you not supporting back? And I think that's a thing that's a very great area for a lot of people.
I don't really think it's a gray area. I think it's a choice, just like you said.
No, I'm not saying for the celebrity. I'm saying for the people who look at the celebrities, it's a gray area.
Yeah, and even in the celebrities case, you know, just like you said, if you made your money off of Third Ward and yet you've never set foot back in Third Ward,
that's a problem.
And that's a serious problem. So that rapper, that athlete at that point has made a choice. Now let's flip it over to LeBron and any other celebrity that's using their platform. They know that this is what comes with the territory.
Do they?
Oh yeah, they know. They know that. Okay, you know what? I'm doing all of this, but if I don't do this, somebody got something to say. They know that. That.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course.
But how many athletes, rappers, singers, you know, actors have we seen that have been able to still? Because at the end of the day, once we like you, once you're in our favorite stuff, it really don't matter what you do. We're so forgiving with pop culture at this point.
Very much so.
It don't really matter. You could talk trash about your city and actually still get acclimated. I mean, and still get acclaimed for talking trash about your city. But should it be a requirement as being a celebrity to give back to your community? Or to be a voice for your community, because you can still give back because people push dollars all the time.
Yeah,
to be a voice for your community.
I think your platform is bigger than your wallet at all times. You could give $1 million, but you have the possibility to affect 1 million people. It's still bigger than your dollars. And and everybody says these things like, well, we don't require, you know, Brad Pitt to give back to his community. We don't require, I don't know, freaking George Strait to give back to his community. But the difference is
they're white.
They lived in a majority lifestyle. It's not a community that they have to give back to. Their community is taken care of anyway. With us, because we're all fighting that same battle, we're all trying to get uphill. It's like you send one out to make it so you can help pull the rest through. And I'm not saying it's your responsibility to pull through, but it's also your responsibility not to turn your back on it as well, right? So if you have that platform, you're given a platform for a reason, whether you built that platform or you help support that, or people help support you. It's kind of like this. I kind of made it, and I'll make it really quick. We talked about these rappers that are supporting Trump right now, the Lil Waynes, the 50 Cents. And I was, you know, in my heart, I wanted to be upset, say, hey, you know, you owe your community better because of the fact that your platform and your album sales came from your community.
Sure did.
But at the same time, I understand the community doesn't support itself. I understand why you kind of like in survival mode and want to go over there and protect your money too. I see it both ways, but at the same time, I also truly in my heart believe, you know, our community makes us give us the ability to be successful.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, you've made the choice whether you choose to or not. So I believe.
But that doesn't mean your choice doesn't come with an invoice.
No, I didn't. Trust me, I believe you. Trust me, I agree with you 150%.
So just because you made the choice, doesn't mean that you can't take the ramifications of your choice.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, and you know, we could wrap it up. Your voice sometimes is bigger than your wallet.
But this is America.
Yes, it is.
True capitalism. I think I'm just gonna, you know, I honestly think that we don't get to benefit off of capitalism the way capitalism really is in this country. and that's a whole nother discussion for another day. But if you guys are having fun with us and enjoying this conversation, make sure that you drop some stuff out in the comments section. You can also call us if you want to talk to us at 303-303-EDGE, and that's EDGE. We want you to be a Friends and Benny, so come chill with us at Midtown Bar and Grill. We are actually getting ready to go back into a break, but when we come back, we've got some interesting stuff to talk about to get your mind right, and then maybe to get you a little turned up for the weekend. We'll be back with you in a second.
Peace.
Between the ages of 0 and 5, a child's mind is very impressionable. Researchers call it the theta brainwave. This low frequency is the state of consciousness between the conscious and subconscious worlds. In this state, the mind is capable of deep and profound learning, healing, and growth. There is a subconscious loop that's created during these early years. Who you believe you are has been downloaded based on experiences that you have had. A bad experience could create fears and limitations. Do you love who you are? Do you believe in yourself? The reality is that you can't control your childhood. All you can do is interpret it. You can choose to see your good and your value. Try this experiment. Project forward. See yourself at 80 years old. Now you have lived a lifetime. What advice would you have for your younger self? What risks would you have taken? What relationships would you have avoided? Did you celebrate life? Did you allow yourself to feel, to be present? Your 80-year-old self would tell you to not live in fear, to have faith that things will work out, that all you have to do is persist until you succeed. Your 80-year-old self would tell you to stay healthy, to take care of your body. And it would ultimately tell you to share your gifts with the world.
Yo, back. I'm just saying. Make sure y'all check us out live on I'm Just Saying on Facebook, IJS Live on Instagram, all of our pages. I am Vanderbilt. Hey Charlie, CHRLIY. Don't get that wrong.
Please.
I am Miles Anthony with a Y.
With a Y.
But right now is that time. That time we look for. We have Tennille's touchy subject, even without Tennille. So Tennille, if you got to call it Tennille. The number is 303-303 Edge if you want to chime in.
So we still putting a little touchiness on your Thursday, even though you ain't here.
Without a doubt. So there's a lady. She posted. I'll say her name. Her name is Erica Burton. Right. Erica said this. She put up a picture of her with 5 guys. She posted on her social media. She wants the whole world to know. So look, she put up a picture of her with 5 guys.
5 men.
5 men. Sure, why not? She had 5 men. They were all dressed in the same outfit, including her. If you pay attention to hers, had a little skirt on. The others had 5. They all had suits. Says, I'm truly grateful and thankful. It's my big 30th, and I decided to take 5 handsome men out on a date with me to show them they are appreciated, though about and still maintain their masculinity getting pampered. The grammar is not 100%. It was my idea to buy all of them the same color suits to match my dress so we can celebrate my big 30th. The 6 of us, oh my God, sat down at an elegant restaurant. They let them order whatever they want. And then they had a party bus with her female friends to enjoy the night, grown and sexy style. I could have asked 5 black men out here, but we were at a point in time where, quote unquote, or hashtag, all lives matter. Handsome hoes come in all shapes and sizes and race. It's election day, right? Where you have 5 men selected. I appreciate grown men for enjoying your night with me. Follow her on her Instagram, which I'm not going to say. So.
No, follow her since she put a name out there.
Nah, we can't.
No, I'm not doing that. So look, I'm not giving her that much love. So she was there with 5 guys and looking at them. Not that this even matters.
3 of them are black.
3 of them are black. 1 was Asian. 1 was white.
Well, I don't know. The one on the end kind of looked like he could be like Cuban. The sign.
He's black on sight. If the cops roll up to him, he's black. So.
So is the guy standing right behind her? Is he Asian?
He's Asian, then the other guy behind her is white, and they had 3 black guys. Which the race of these people has no bearing on this story at all.
It does, because at the end she said I could have chose 5 black guys.
Regardless, I don't care if she chose 5 Martians. My issue at this point, I don't know if I have an issue. My thing is, Charlie,
I know where this is going.
No. Go ahead. I'll let you submit to the man. Go ahead.
Submit to them. She wasn't submitting jack. So for her 30th birthday, she bought 5 suits, 5 guys, took 5 guys out for dinner, and then had her friends waiting on the bus with McDonald's bags.
And cheap champagne.
So with Andre.
That's not what they said. They were gonna celebrate grown and sexy style.
I don't. Would this be something that you would consider doing, being the only lady on this panel? And Vanderbilt, being the other grown man on this panel, would you consider being one of the 5 guys on this date?
First of all, I can't handle one man at dinner. Like, the more drinks, it's all the emotions, it's all the attention. And
who
then
you drinking with emotion? Your emotion or his emotion?
Okay, so you want someone to come to a date with you. Let her just catch someone else's eye. Let her give him all the attention and the time at dinner.
That's disrespectful. I mean, all the attention?
Okay.
Catch the eye is fine. That's different.
What if she's eating her pasta and she decides guy number 2 was her guy for the night? She's like, no.
Obviously, I think guy 1 through 5 is going to be her guys for the night, to be honest. That's the way it works in my head. Am I wrong?
1 through 5. You know what I mean.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my God, Miles. Anyway, so I couldn't do it. It's just too much. Like, the more I drink, the less I see. So it's like, 1, I can't focus on all of it.
Well,
and they're all these ugly blue suits. She knows she was wrong for that.
No, these some definitely
she got somebody from somebody's quinceañera.
Wow. These are actually these are K&G specials. Like, these are the buy one get one 50% off specials.
Literally. And I bet they all got like blue crocodile shoes on.
They had another picture.
But what I also think is wrong is you got
because I did go to her IG and look at the other pictures. I did go look at it.
And they had crocodile shoes.
I don't remember. I think they had black shoes on. But go ahead.
Probably some Perrielli.
She has heels on her. She has a split up like all the way up her thigh in her.
Man, they went to suit.
She matched them. I don't even match.
Like she got on her daddy jacket.
She literally, it looked like a wedding party and her 5 husbands. And I just could not do it. But I think what is wrong, and this is the part of the story that gets me, I wouldn't be the friend sitting there waiting to get your sloppy seconds after y'all done all had dinner.
Yeah,
Who
I'm not.
knows
I'm
what
not that guy.
arrangements y'all were having at dinner? Like, you're gonna hang out with my girls, get all turned up and get all sexy and stuff, and then you're coming home with me. Like that, I just couldn't do
Well,
it.
I mean, first of all, who said it was sloppy seconds? It sounded like a free fall, if you ask me.
Like she was preparing an orgy for the night.
Let's call it what it is.
That's why I say 1 through 5. I think she did. I think
she got spoiled in the sense that she got all this attention at dinner and things like that. But okay, now that that's over with, now that I've been pampered and given whatever attention I've been given, now we're gonna take this to the bus.
Proximity rule.
We're gonna take this to the
Number
bus.
2 got it.
I got some friends. Sound like my world, the VR world.
Oh, well.
Sounds like it.
How do you feel about this?
Let me tell you this. Let me see the picture on social media and find out one of my homeboys standing behind her in a suit with 4 other dudes. let me find. Let me see your raggedy butt.
Let me find out.
So I thought about this. Like, could I do this? Like when I first read it, like, could I do this? And I went through all the scenarios. Could I be 1 of 5? Could I get the free meal? Would I take the suit? But when I got to the point of would I take the picture, it became a hell no. Like I can't. Like I may come, but I'm not gonna be in the picture.
So the picture was a deal breaker.
No, the picture made me realize why I couldn't do the other stuff. But it was like the picture was a definite hell no.
So what you're saying is you couldn't partake in the party bus action either.
He would have showed up for the party bus.
let's talk off air.
After the show is the after party.
Right.
After the party is the busway lobby.
Right.
He would have waited for the bus. He would have been like, you know what? I'm gonna go chill with your friends because I missed dinner.
No, I'd have
I don't want to make
definitely
you
been on the
pay
bus with
for
the other
me.
4 girls, like
Miles
chilling.
was gonna step on the bus.
I'd have been on the other 4 girls.
Miles
like
gonna
chilling.
step on the bus with a cigar. I am Miles Anthony.
Yo, man.
They look like they escaped the wedding party, and she convinced 5 guys to leave the groom and join her for the rest of the night.
I would have just taken inventory of being very astute of the situation. Like I'd have been like,
because you know
I'll
the
meet you at the
proximity
bus.
rule. Number 2 would have got it.
no.
Number 1 was too close. Number 2 would have been on her attention.
It's our residual stuff floating around that bus.
That's nasty.
No, it's nasty. But my question is like, what did it make her feel like? Like, why did she have to do this? Like, what exactly is the underlying factor to make her? Like what did she watch some Godfather movies and she's like, I want to be the godmother?
That's the first thing.
What
That was
makes
my
him
first
happy?
thought. That it was some type of Godfather.
Oh, is it like
It
does she
looked
has
like
like some
Godfather.
repressed
Yeah.
issues? Like, what is
You know,
But why does
I
she have
chose
to have
the 5 of
issues?
you.
the same reason I think pimps have repressed issues? I think that repressed issues in people who use other people. Like, there's a way to use people and be okay with it, but I think there's a way to use people and it'd be a problem. And I think it's a repressed issue. It made her feel good for one night. I mean,
Maybe
let's
because
say
did
she
pay
put
for
out
them.
what
Maybe.
$2,000 for that night at least. You bought 5 suits, a party bus, food, drinks.
For your
I
homegirls.
guess she said I only turned 30
McDonald's.
once.
30.
That's what this is. A 30th
Maybe-
birthday.
No, I agree with you.
Maybe this is her take on she's gotta have it.
Ooh,
No, that's she's got.
you went into the crates for that.
Maybe
one.
this is her take.
Oh,
is
she caught some people
empowering.
slipping when she's
Yeah,
got to have
you
it.
dug in the archive.
And
I'm
not
just
and not the show,
No,
the
The
movie.
the movie.
That's what I'm saying. She
Like-
dug in the crate
Maybe
for that
this
one.
is her take on that. Maybe this is that empowerment. Maybe this.
I don't know.
is
Nola
that,
Darling never had him in the room. Yeah, she did end up having him in
She
the room
did.
at the same time.
Did y'all forget?
Nah, Nola Darling was the joint. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like
real.
She spent time
She was-
during COVID
can I
watching
say-
the movie and the
that was
series.
our Pam Grier.
no,
And
nah,
that was
Pam
it.
Grier was always my Pam Grier.
Well, Pam
but
was
Nola
another-
Darling, when I was a kid, because that came out, I must have been like 8, 9, 10 years old. Like I had a crush on her, not just on her, her beauty, but like I had a crush on her attitude. I did. Like I totally respect. I was like, that is like I can remember being a kid thinking like.
All right, so let me let y'all into my
I
world.
think
real
now I
quick.
think about it. 30 years later, that might be the reason why I don't like extra meek women. Like I think that might. You know what?
Nola,
I want to change Spike Lee up.
Nola showed up at a basketball game at Xavier University, right? And I mean, I was wondering what the big buzz was about because I used to run the computer science lab, and I'm like, what are they
Of course,
talking about?
Mr. VR himself.
Thank you. Who are they talking
Do they
about? Who
do
are they talking
501
about?
VR dates?
Zoom meetings.
out of there for
I'm
real.
gonna send you some Uber Eats.
So I get to the gym, and of course the basketball players are warming up, and they brought her in through the other side, the side
Right.
door. Dude, when I tell you, I had a crush on her too. I mean,
Bruh.
she was so pretty. I
She's
literally
beautiful.
I went to walk up the bleachers and missed a whole bleacher.
Oh my God, bro.
For real.
Oh, you fell for her for real.
Like literally. I went, oh, how did you do that? You know what, baby? I meant to do that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, Nola was the beat.
This
back then.
could be her
Nola
Nola
Dogg moment.
Maybe
Nola lived
maybe-
the life though. Nola was about that life.
Yeah, Nola was about
She
it. for
looks
real.
like she's about that life.
Yeah,
But you know what,
Erica
though?
might be
Because
about that
Nola
life.
even supported her guys doing their own thing, having
No,
their
she
own
wanted
life.
that because she needed her own space.
But and this could be, you know, we always talk about how no, that's good for the movies, but it's not good in reality.
But the whole party bus thing, right? I think they all put it on that. I think they just, this is one of those moments like, look, girl, we going to go all the way. We going all the way.
What if it wasn't? Let's
Well,
say it
we
wasn't.
don't know. We don't know.
Let's read these comments because we've got
Well,
some
guess
people
what?
going
You
Oh, people
only
commenting?
live once. What in her case?
YOLO.
She only
Max
turned 30
said,
once.
if my dinner is getting paid for, hell yeah, I'm going.
There you
I'm
go,
not
Max.
down for the choo-choo,
There you go,
but
Max.
I'm down to get my dinner paid for.
Oh, come on, Max.
Max,
Come
Tennille,
on,
Max,
Max.
you know you
miss-
down for the choo choo.
Tennille said, y'all know that party bus is getting nasty.
That party bus.
Ridiculous.
And Max said, this is where, the picture's where he draws the line himself. My thing is, if you're going to do it, why you got to take a picture of it? Like,
She had to
why do
show
you
the
have to
world.
flex?
That was-
She had to flex that it's possible.
Because that was her attention seeking moment. Look
Exactly,
what I can. That's
right.
why that was the godmother moment, right? You know, it's like Frank Lucas, right? Like it's like everybody has that moment where they have to show it that one time.
That's what she was doing at that table. Did you see that picture? The way she was sitting there and the way they were
looking at
standing
it.
around there. I
Right.
was like,
Did you see the other
ooh.
pictures? I gotta show you. So like
Oh,
this.
there's more. Oh, yeah, she ain't right. Look at those shoes. I was out in 2012.
They up here
Let
picking
me
shoes,
see.
y'all.
That's the picture. So yeah, so if you look at the pictures, like she had that jacket on, but it was like a black dress with a
She
split
got
all
some
up.
with that
So she had the
split.
jacket on over the
That
dress.
split didn't go up the thigh. It went
It went up
other
the hip.
places.
That's what she looks like.
Oh,
So
that's her without the wig?
Yeah, that's her without the wig.
Okay,
Anyway,
so it's better
That's
without the
crazy.
wig.
it was better. I think it's better out the wig too. But yeah, she had her like it was like Frank Lucas at the fight with the mink. Like it was the one time when she had to show I got it like that because she probably been telling like you know what I mean. She's had let out. She couldn't hold it in no more.
That boy said Frank Lucas.
That's what I was like.
You know what I'm saying?
That's-
Like Frank Lucas was under the radar for years, until he showed up with the mink because his wife convinced him that he got to. Yo, you earned this. I got to show out one time. Like you know, like it's you know when they go too far. Like when Mike Tyson started buying white tigers as pets, it's like all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was the one time, the one show out moment. That show out moment is usually the beginning of the end of of the rest of your time.
And maybe this was her climax moment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a climax moment.
You will pull
On the
that
boat.
word out her
I
climax.
mean,
On the bus.
y'all know exactly what I meant.
Nah, I knew exactly. I knew exactly what you meant.
This was her last claim to fame.
It's gonna be her claim to being a mama. There's some people she don't know who the daddy is.
Oh, good.
Oh wow.
No, I'm just playing. I had to go there.
Speaking about mamas, we want to give a special shout out to Tennille's mother.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Yes.
birthday!
Yes.
Happy birthday all the way in Dallas.
birthday.
All the way in Dallas.
I hope you didn't watch this last segment, Mama.
We're
Yeah.
so sorry, but we had to do your daughter justice.
We sorry.
You know who she is.
But look, Mama, it's their fault.
It's our fault.
It's their fault.
Why is it our fault?
I have no
Gotta
idea.
tell on somebody.
But yo,
We want to give you a special happy birthday.
Happy
shout
birthday.
out. And shout out to all of the November friends and bennies and
so
people.
yours is coming up, right? Your
Mine
birthday.
is coming up.
When's your birthday? Tell them.
November 20th, Scorpio season. Hey, so excited.
These Scorpios,
I had to
man.
let y'all Libras. Thank you.
So-
Our producer's birthday is November. When is it? November 13th.
right,
Oh,
November
it's
13th.
coming. Oh,
Y'all-
is it Friday? Wait, Friday the 13th?
Oh,
Hold
Friday
on.
the 13th. We having a whole party.
How about this one? My daughter's first birthday is tomorrow.
Woo!
My daughter's gonna be 1 tomorrow.
She's a Scorpio. Happy 1 year to you, Dad.
1 year of survival. I survived.
You got many more to go.
I know, bro.
What? And you made it during 2020. Your daughter made it out alive, and so do you.
I made it through COVID, and I spent more time with the toddler than I
So
wanted
guess
to.
what? You get to work that grill for real now.
Saturday, I'll be on the grill, bro.
Bum,
Okay.
bum, flipping.
Give me the address. I'm coming through.
I'm sitting there. I'm definitely gonna send you an invitation to what's going on.
Coming through.
Yo,
Speaking of coming through,
come through.
I mean, it's the holiday season. You know, we love to have our friends and bennies with us.
Yes.
So make sure that if you guys have any events or anything that you want us to show up at, you want us to maybe even broadcast live, we can do that. Just let us know. Follow us on IJS Live on Instagram. I'm just saying on Facebook.
I think we should do a little Thanksgiving something for our friends and bennies. We're gonna see if we can work
Do a
that
turkey
out.
trap.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we gonna see if we're gonna
It's not gonna be what you think it is.
Yeah, for real,
real talk.
right? We're gonna see if we can work something out for y'all.
Oh Lord, Max.
Max did. Max said Mari's gonna be lit next year with the story.
Look, he took my thought. In the case of 2-month-old Jadavion,
Dang, Jadavion. It's a combination of everybody's names.
exactly, the combination of everybody's names. Number one, you are not the father. He gonna storm off. And hold up. We got number 3, the Asian guy. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. That baby might have some tight eyes.
Okay.
Like if he comes out blazing, they're gonna be like,
Right.
all right, I'm out.
we
We
know.
know who won
But
this
like
one.
you said, it's gonna be number 2. Why it's gonna
It's number two.
number
It's
2.
number 2.
Number
But guys,
2.
if you enjoy any of our subjects or if you want to comment,
man.
always make sure that you tune in with us live. If you want to be a part of Tennille's Touchy Subjects, if you need any advice from your friends and bennies, make sure that you write into us. You can DM us on
Yes,
Instagram
DM us.
or slide in our DMs on our page. Thank you so much for joining us. Be safe this week. Have fun. We can't, well, hopefully next Tuesday we will know who our president is. We love you guys. Stay safe.
Peace.